Oh, that's how we're coming in?
Yeah.
Okay, just voices?
Just voices.
The voices? The voice of the voiceless?
Is there... Ooh, voice of the voiceless.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need a voice of the voiceless. People listen in the background.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Is there a way to star swipe this out?
There is, but you got to set up transitions.
Fuck! Yeah. All right. This is just going to be awkward. And 3, 2, and 1.
Boom.
What is happening? We're live.
Back at it. Back again.
Take a week off.
Yep.
I noticed we're every 4 weeks. On the 5th week, we take the week off. I think we just may need to keep that at this point.
I mean, recharge the batteries a little bit, you know?
Got to, man. Got to. Always got to recharge the batteries. I definitely needed to recharge the batteries. Fuck.
Yeah.
Didn't properly set up the camera because I was too excited prior to going live.
All right, well, I mean...
Are you just going to jump into it?
Should I ask what your excitement is about?
Oh, man. Well, if anybody who follows our social media, and you should,
Okay.
Instagram, Arena of Audacity Podcast.
Go Cheap Pops.
Cheap Pops. Just go ahead and create a bunch of accounts and start following us.
Oh, God, here we go. No.
But if you've been following, then you know that today's main topic, man, it's the return.
Yes.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen. The best in the world. CM Punk is back in wrestling.
Oh.
Woo! Wait, hold on. I have a clap thing for that.
Nope, that's a laugh.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah!
Jesus, maybe you should label those buttons.
I label nothing.
Anyways. So, yes. I mean, CM Punk is back.
Returned last Friday to AEW on Rampage.
Yes. I'm not going to lie. I haven't watched a live wrestling, weekly episodic wrestling product in over, I would say, a year and a half or so. I haven't actually gone through on a weekly basis to try to actually watch a product front to back.
It's not worth it at this point.
No, hasn't been. Now, I can say that I recorded last week's episode and watched when CM Punk came back. Because like everyone else, I was intrigued about how that return would be.
Absolutely.
And JR, good old JR, Jim Ross, on the mic, said a line that I agreed with, but then I don't agree with. He said that this is the most excitement or loudness that the United Center has seen since Michael Jordan. And I was like, well... Yes, Jordan gave us a lot of great excitement in that building, but there's been other things that's happened there since then, JR. So,
but nothing to this level.
I mean, yes and no. So, the Eastern Conference semifinals, when Derrick Rose hit the three-pointer to beat the Cavs in game...
You're too close to this situation.
In game 1, yes, I am.
You're way too close to this situation.
Loud pop. I didn't watch any of the Blackhawks winning the Stanley Cups.
I'm sure
but I'm sure that was loud as well, too.
Debut of the GOAT in the Chicago jersey. Scalabrini was a bull for me, wasn't he?
Jesus, yeah, he was.
White Mamba.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The GOAT.
Look, okay, so then also, when Nate Robinson hit 2 threes and sent it into double overtime in another Eastern Conference semifinals, was pretty loud too. So there were some loud moments.
I really disagree with all of those
in the United Center since Michael Jordan has left,
with the exception of the great Scalabrini.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna disagree with all of those. CM Punk returning to professional wrestling, and to use his terms, over 2,000 days gone. This man left in 2005 and came back 16 years later.
Okay.
Because the time in between.
Okay. Now, I get what he's saying there. He left professional wrestling for that long because out of Vince McMahon's mouth, WWE is not professional wrestling.
Sports entertainment.
It's sports entertainment.
Sports bullshit is what it is.
So, yes, he left professional wrestling for that long, but he was still with another company. He was still on TV.
Yeah, he was in a a rom-com and a sitcom and other comedic entities. I mean, he did have good storylines. He did have some good storylines. Summer of Punk was amazing.
Summer of Punk, yes.
His storyline with Jeff, where he made fun of Jeff's addictions.
Yeah.
And I would also like to throw out his Straight Edge Society. Now, I know that he led the Nexus for a minute, but Straight Edge Society, before Serena Deeb, when I think she went on like a bender or something and got caught on camera. And Vince was like, I suddenly care about kayfabe. Up until that point, it was a hell of a product.
Look, let's not twist it around. CM Punk had a hell of a career. 2-time Money in the Bank winner. He was multiple time champion. Like, he got to wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That's a big achievement. Only 19 other people can say that? Because
no.
Triple H wrestled them twice.
Oh, yeah.
Brock wrestled them. And then Roman wrestled them. I think Brock or Roman wrestled them twice. One of the two.
I think Brock wrestled them twice.
So, it's not a full...
Yes. This is weird. Hold on. Just swerve because I can't get it out of my head right now. I went to the dentist today.
Oh, Jesus.
And I had completely forgotten what fluoride tasted like. It is terrible.
Well, if you love CM Punk so much and you ever move to Chicago, it's in the tap water in Chicago.
Oh, it's in the tap water in Sacramento.
No. But not to the level that it is there.
So you're saying you could taste the fluoride in Chicago?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's terrible.
At least back when I was living in Chicago. Cheap pop.
Cheap pop. Okay, back on subject, though.
Yes.
God, how emotional. Did you get emotional?
I did not get emotional. Now, there were some things in that whole intro that I loved. And, we talked about it a little bit. The way that the sound guy in the truck, I don't know if you watched the video that
I haven't yet.
just put out today.
I haven't yet.
They were sitting there and they showed the behind the scenes in the truck.
I need to see it because
magical.
Jim Cornette, who I have an iffy opinion on at best at times, he has, but sometimes he hits shit right on the mark. He tweeted out when I was at the dentist. He tweeted out, "You need to watch this because this is what makes it magic."
Yeah.
And was giving all kinds of props to AEW. And if he's giving props to AEW, it means they did something fucking amazing. So I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
But I just like the way that they allowed the crowd to be the moment.
Yes.
They didn't overexpose his music in the beginning. They did turn it up a little bit later on.
They let the song run out.
Yeah, they let the song run out. They let the crowd be the moment. They let CM Punk have his moment. It didn't feel anything was forced or time limited. They just gave him whatever time he needed. It was like if The Rock or Stone Cold came out and they get as much time as they want.
Oh, yeah.
Who cares? You're Rock and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
So, AEW just basically said, here you go. Here's your TV time.
Go
with it.
To go back to Jim Cornette on this, he and Brian Last, I think, put it the best where they were like, you had a perfect moment. You had the ultimate fan favorite in his hometown who knows how to talk, who knows what he's doing, and a production team that backed away.
Yeah.
And it was. Because that was one of the things that people were bringing up last week. As we were getting closer to Friday, they were like, oh, man, is Excalibur and Taz just going to talk all over this? They were like, hopefully Jim Ross is like cutting people's microphones off, being like, don't fucking talk.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
They let the music hit, and they let Punk have his moment.
Yeah.
And then when he's on the mic, they let him talk.
Yeah.
Let him do whatever the fuck he wanted for as long as he wanted. Because I was thinking about it too. I was like, why wouldn't you keep Punk until the end of the show? Boost your ratings.
Yeah.
Because you give him all the time he needs.
You give him all the time he needs. He's not going to get cut off. But then also as well, too, I'm sorry to say it, but that crowd would not have waited to the end of the show.
Oh, they would have taken over.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah, it would have been a debacle at that point.
Yeah, but you gave it to them when it was needed. Full props to whoever made that decision. Tony Khan, Cody, whoever in the back said Punk goes on first. Fuck CM Punk if he said I go on first.
Yeah,
the way they handled that, it was perfect. And I will be completely honest. I shed a tear. That dude in the crowd that was crying.
Yeah,
that is getting blasted all over Twitter unfairly.
Yeah,
man, I'm with you, brother.
Hey,
same.
CM Punk just said, hey, if you're making fun of this guy, you're making fun of me too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, all kinds of people have come out and we're just like, this is the passion we're trying to get out of you, and you're going to make fun of this guy?
Yeah.
No, it was... Fuck. I made Janelle watch because she owes me breakfast.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We bet, she was like, CM Punk's not showing up. And I was like, I bet you. If he shows up, you owe me breakfast.
Yeah.
She owes me breakfast. You owe me breakfast. I want my Belgian waffles. I don't know where, but I want them.
Jesus. So the question is then, where do you go from here? So I felt the reason I recorded that episode is that I felt like one of 3 of the rumored people were going to show up, either Punk, either Daniel Bryan, or either
you got to get used to his real name, Bryan Danielson.
Whatever.
Whatever me.
Or either it wouldn't be Bray because he's too into his 90 days, but maybe Braun.
September 5th.
Or even Brock at that point, because nobody knew what Brock was going to do at that point.
That's a good point. And a lot of those guys, the most recent batches, not the one that just happened with NXT, but the guys before that were part of the Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman stuff, I want to say they're 90 days up on September 5th. So the AEW All Out is when they're allowed to show up places.
Oh, sweet.
Right?
But to me, they went with the right choice. 'Cause I'm sure they still got other ammunition in the tank.
He said that Punk said that Tony Khan. Well, they had a press release afterwards, and they said they've been talking about this for 18 months.
Yeah, well, they've been talking about it since the Bucks and Cody were like, "Hey, Punk, anytime you want to come over, we're ready."
I think when because Cody put a thing out on Twitter, and I think when Punk responded on Twitter, like, "This isn't how you go about doing business."
Yeah.
You know my phone number. You give me a call.
Yeah.
I would not doubt if Tony Khan was just like, all right, fuck it, I'll call you.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit, and then it was, you can't do this without a live crowd.
Yep.
Can't do this anywhere but Chicago. And no, man, they played it off perfect.
Yeah. Now, who said it? I can't remember if it was Cornette or somebody else, but somebody said it on Twitter, and they were like, CM Punk was able to sell out a crowd at a stadium, and they didn't even know he was going to officially be there.
Brian Last said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was on Jim Cornette.
Yeah, so it was like the rumors were floating around. Nobody knew who was going to be there, but he sold out that arena without even officially being on the moniker.
Yeah, yeah. So, the rumor of CM Punk filled an arena during a pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, that is, you can say, because we can book the return of probably, or the debut of like a dozen wrestlers. CM Punk was always going to top that list.
Yeah, for sure.
He was one of the creators of this generation that is finally getting its platform fully in AEW, in my opinion at least. He's one of the creators of that. Okay. And it's him. And I'm sure there's other people that I'm going to miss, but it's him, it's Samoa Joe, it's Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
They built Ring of Honor. The original Ring of Honor wrestlers, they built what we're finally seeing in the limelight. And some people don't like it. We keep bringing up his name. We keep name dropping. Jim, keep name dropping you. We're trying to ride your clout.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm trying to ride your clout. He's not a fan of it. The indie style, the small guys. He hates Marco Stunt. He's not a fan of Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
He's come around on Darby Allin, which says a lot. But it has its place, and when it's done right, when you throw the athleticism of the indie style into some of these matches, when it's not just a fucking spot fest, you got great matches. Yeah.
Now, from what I've been hearing, because I do listen to Busted Open,
okay.
For what I've been hearing off of their reviews is that, AEW has the talent, but they continue to make some small mistakes over and over again. So their production mistakes continue to happen, and that's what's plaguing their product. Like, they're not able to get over the the artificial hump per se, because whatever they are doing in terms of production or booking seems to be having some hiccups. So hopefully, this can turn the tide with some of because it's not going to just be CM Punk coming in. We know this. We know that there's going to be more. I don't know about Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan in terms of what he's going to do, because maybe he just like I said last time, maybe he's just going to take a break. Maybe he's ready to be a dad for a little bit.
Maybe.
Who knows? I mean, Punk has been gone for 7 years, so
16. But
okay, whatever.
Who's counting?
So maybe it's time for Daniel to take a little bit bigger break than the almost 2 years or 3 years that he was out due to his concussion.
Yeah, I hate to use this term because this is the new WWE go fuck yourself term, but a Bryan Danielson would move the needle.
Yeah.
Not as much as a CM Punk, in my opinion, but CM Punk, he's a hit right up front that you're going to feel for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan is the jab that you're going to feel after the 15th time getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
It's the light jab that you're going to be like, you know what, fucker? So I think when he debuts, it's probably going to be a big deal. But I think he's going to be one of those guys. It's like 6 months down the road, you're really going to start to see his impact.
Gotcha.
CM Punk just feels like CM Punk grabbed just a bunch of old fans that had given up on pro wrestling and just dragged us all back.
Yeah.
I don't think Bryan Danielson has that effect.
No, I don't either. And nothing against his work.
No.
But in terms of the draw to the product, look, they did it. Whoever made that decision needs a raise of. I don't care if you're Tony Khan. Give more money.
Give yourself
more
a bonus.
money to yourself.
You're the one CEO I will say this to. Give yourself a bonus
because you used the right person at the right time. That was a day before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So you took the shine right off of the other product. And we'll talk about the other product because we're going to talk about how you make a return that isn't so great.
Oh, well. Yeah, and but the thing is, though, is that I don't know, and we'll have to see because the data set's too small for this. But apparently SummerSlam was the most watched pay-per-view for WWE in the last few years.
Yeah, well, it was a return to a full crowd again.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what to expect in terms of surprises.
Yeah.
But of course, as well too, Big Match John came back, so that drew in some people again. He's going for a 17th time championship. Was he going to win it? No, but
if he ever comes back full time, if his character isn't basically Peacemaker, I'm gonna be pissed. But lawful evil right there.
As we segue over, though, to a return that, in my opinion, wasn't one of the better returns of the weekend, whatever, I was happy to see her back. So I went back and I recapped SummerSlam.
Okay. Because I don't have Peacock. I don't, yeah.
So Becky Lynch came back.
I saw. We did. We talked about this a little bit.
She beat Bianca Belair for the championship. And I saw the tweet that happened on that. And I already got a little upset. I was like, okay, so we already just took away Bianca's run. Okay, maybe her and Becky can feud. Cool, whatever. I thought about that on my way home. But when I went back home and I watched the match, I did not like the way how they did it. They squashed Bianca Belair. Becky won in one move. And I was like, no. That's not how you do somebody who you've been building. It's like the whole Asuka effect again. You built her up and built her up and built her up and then fed her to Charlotte, and Charlotte defeated her streak or whatnot. But now in this case, you built her up, built her up, built her up. She has one of the best matches at WrestleMania weekend, last WrestleMania. She beat Sasha Banks, and then you let Becky beat her in one move.
Now, I hear what you're saying. I have a little bit of a difference in opinion.
Okay.
I think Bianca Belair is a big-time player for WWE.
Yeah.
I think she still has a little ways to go to get there, though. She's a proven commodity at this point, but she's not the top of the hill commodity.
Yeah.
Sasha apparently is out for an indefinite amount of time.
She's back again, I thought.
Mm-mm.
Oh, she's out again?
She's out. That's why Becky Lynch came in on SummerSlam. Because Sasha's out, they're not saying why.
Okay.
So Sasha's gone. Bianca Belair needs a heel to fight. And I think by putting Becky Lynch in there. Now,
okay.
You put Becky Lynch in there. Hold on, let me finish this.
Okay. All right.
She beats her in one move.
Uh-huh.
She takes the title.
Uh-huh.
She makes Bianca look weak. And then she comes out and she's like right back fucking at it. Push the fucking kid out of me. And I'm back here beating your champion in one move. Now you have a hill for Bianca to climb. And now we can either get, if they do it right, which I have no faith they will, you have a babyface, your top babyface on SmackDown, top woman babyface on SmackDown, has a hill to climb. Yeah. And that's how you build babyfaces.
Yeah.
You can build her as this insanely strong person going after Becky Lynch until WrestleMania and then capturing the gold again at WrestleMania. And now you have a believably super strong, tough babyface who is going to fight off the rest of the division.
Okay, I can see that booking. So with me and the way that they built Becky right in terms of changing her over from always losing, trying to be the lovable underdog, last kicker to the female Stone Cold, basically.
The man.
Yeah. This didn't feel like the man kind of moment. This felt like Stone Cold getting the chair from McMahon to beat The Rock. That's what this moment felt like. It felt like that, okay, so Becky's back, but how do we put her back in? Like, nobody came out from any kind of authoritative figure to say, hey, you can't just put yourself in this match. You beat up Carmella, and now you're in this match? That's not how it works.
Yeah, I heard they made Carmella look super weak.
Yeah, it made her look super weak, too, which who cares? But still, it's just...
She seems like a nice person.
Like, nobody came out and questioned it. They just let it happen. So, to me, that doesn't feel like how Becky, the man, should have came back. She should have did, exactly what she did. Came out, tried to interject herself in the match. Somebody else comes up on the ramp, I don't care who it is, in terms of the authoritative figure, saying, oh, hey, Becky, welcome back. Come back here, you're not in this match. And then she beats up Carmella. And then they go, well, I don't know what that means, but you're still not in this match. And then maybe she goes up to beat up the authoritative figure. And they go, wait, no, okay, go ahead, you're in the match. Something in that matter where it makes it seem like that she is still that badass. Then I could have accepted a 1 or 2 move victory. That would have been a little bit better build, but you just come out and have nothing.
So you're expecting WWE to have a full thought process and not just a, fuck, Sasha's not here, we have a match in 20 minutes. Fuck it, throw Becky in there. She's in the back, right?
You shouldn't have even brought Carmella out is the problem.
Again, and this is the problem, and we joked about this, I think, the last time on the last episode, but we didn't joke about it. I use it as an analogy. WWE is written for one person.
Yeah, no, I know.
And for Vince McMahon, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
For the rest of us, it makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Her coming back, her winning, fine. That can make sense. The way they did it, a little fucked up. But again, he's back there popping himself.
Have taken a triple threat match. It would have been okay that way.
You could have at least saved Bianca that way.
You could at least, because then Carmella could have got pinned.
Yeah, but, and here's one of the problems I'm having. WWE loves this idea of the authority figure, but they neuter every authority figure that isn't Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
You can't, Triple H was tough in NXT, and then he handed that character over to William Regal, as he should, and Regal has done a damn fine job with it. But on the main roster, if you're not Vince McMahon, your authority don't mean shit. John Cena walked out and signed his name on a line, on a contract, drawn up for Finn Balor.
Okay, but...
And he got a title shot. No questions. John signed his name.
But the authoritative figure there said that he would allow that. See, that's the whole thing.
No
authoritative figure came out for Becky.
No.
Like,
no, I want a storyline of a lawyer coming out with Finn Balor going, you can't do this to my client.
He signed the contract, and then the authoritarian figure was sitting there like, I'll allow it. It's going on now. See, that's what we needed. We needed something like that.
Finn Balor should sue. And then Baron Corbin came out and grabbed the fucking contract.
Baron was trying to do the same thing.
It was like, I am in the match. Yeah. And they're like, no, you're not. Yeah. They did what they were supposed to do. They stood up to the guy who was literally trying to steal from somebody else.
Anyways. But
okay, so, WWE doesn't give a shit about authority.
However, the only good return that they did have, which unfortunately it makes it so that Big E's not fighting Roman, is that
it's gonna be complicated.
Yeah, that Brock came back at the end of the show.
How do you think they're gonna book that? Because you have Roman, not even talking about the Paul Heyman aspect of it.
Yeah. Okay,
your ex-girlfriend is hanging out with the new badass, the new quarterback, and suddenly you transfer back to school.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. But Roman Reigns is the top heel, and Brock can't be a babyface. He can't even be an anti-hero.
He could be a babyface. He's been a babyface before. Now, as long as he doesn't try to do a shooting star press, he's fine.
Or align himself with Donald Trump.
Yes.
To shave Vince McMahon.
Yes.
That's how bad of a heel he is you had to find a bigger heel to make him look good as a babyface.
Look.
And I take that back. That was Bobby Lashley.
That was Bobby Lashley.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
When has Brock ever been the babyface?
I just told you, against Kurt Angle.
He wasn't the babyface.
He wasn't the babyface.
There was two heels going at it.
He was the babyface.
No.
That's why he tried to do the shooting star press.
No, he tried to do the
shooting Kurt's move.
He tried to do the shooting star press because that was one of his finishers in OVW.
Well, it was a dumb finisher.
It was not good. Kurt was way too far out. He should have pulled him back in a little bit. He also should never have done that move.
Never have done that move. Anyways, that return was the best return for WWE that weekend.
Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar. No physicality, didn't need it. The look on Roman.
He beat up John Cena.
Yeah, the look on after SummerSlam went off the air. He didn't do that.
That's fair.
The look on Roman's face, like, oh shit, the bigger bully is back. Like, Roman has lost to Brock numerous times.
He's beaten Brock, though.
He's beaten Brock, yes, but he's lost to Brock numerous times. So you can't. So this to me felt like what that precursor with if The Rock would have shown up. You know, you can't call yourself the head of the table if you can't beat me, kind of situation.
So do you think they're gonna? Do you think okay? Hold on. Now, Heyman is a psychological genius, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He had an interview after Brock broke the streak, where somebody asked, "Was that planned?" And his answer was, "I can't tell you whether or not it was planned, but I will tell you, Brock doesn't do anything Brock doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
And if Brock wanted to beat The Undertaker, then he's going to beat The Undertaker." Do you think Brock would put over Roman?
Is he going to put over Roman, you mean?
Do you think he would?
Oh, yeah.
I know he put over Roman at WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, he would.
But he was leaving. He was out the door.
Yeah. No, I think he would. There's still money to be made in that match with Brock, and that's what he cares about now. I don't think he cares about carrying around the belt anymore. I think he just cares about the money aspect.
I fear this is the Saudi royal family saying they want a Brock championship at Saudi Arabia. I fear that that's what's going to happen. That Vince got a call and was like, Brock versus Roman, Brock wins in Saudi Arabia. You're just going to fuck up whatever storyline they got going.
I hope not, because Roman is by far, leaps and bounds, the best thing that WWE has going for them.
Yes.
And that's after the product and push that they were trying to put out for Roman. Now that he's with a genius like Paul Heyman, now that he's able to be more of himself, he's able to carry himself better on the mic. I
believe him when he talks.
Yeah.
And even when he plays the manipulation piece, when he's looking at one of the Usos, and he's like, "Why'd you make me do that?"
Yeah.
You're like, why'd you make me beat up your brother? And you're just like, in the back of my head, I'm just like, son of a bitch, Jimmy, why'd you make him beat up Jay? Why, Oos?
Yeah.
I believe him.
It's like, did we have this conversation back when you guys were like 15? Is this like
right? Like there's real pain in that. And it's yeah, I mean, because fuck, the only thing that they had close to this was when they were building up, what was it, Hurt Business. And then it blew that up for some reason.
Because Vince is dumb.
Fucking idiot.
And now Cedric Alexander is non-existent. Freaking, where's Shelton been?
Yeah, exactly.
He hasn't even been on TV.
You had 3 of the most athletic wrestlers in the company. 3 of the most believably badass. Because Cedric Alexander may be the shortest guy part of in that crew. Yeah. But that man's built like a brick shithouse. All right. Yeah. All they had to do was add a 4th. And you run a rickshaw. But I guess I get it because the Hurt Business and the whole head of the table, the family situation would be 2 similar of storylines. So maybe they got rid of Hurt Business so that they can push the Roman Reigns thing without conflict.
But it's on 2 different brands.
But if you have, I know, but it's still the same company. Yeah. But at the same time, but see, and that's something that bugs me, that has always bugged me about WWE. Once I realized that there were other wrestling organizations out there, is the fact that they will just take storylines and pretend they were the first ones to do it. Yeah. This whole storyline with Roman Reigns is technically the Bullet Club storyline from like a year and a half ago. The one of Roman's cousins, I think it was one of his cousins, but one of the guys as part of the whole NOI family took over as the Bullet Club leader when the Elite left. Okay. And he had to rebuild the Bullet Club because they basically gutted it. That was the storyline. And he's just been grabbing family. And so now you have the Samoan Bullet Club, which I haven't seen the matches or really kept up with the storylines, but what I've read and what I've heard is that they run over everybody. Okay. And it sounded like they were trying to start a Twitter feud with Roman. Basically saying, you want the head of the table? Yeah. I'll fucking show up and we'll figure that out. Yeah. And I believe Roman chirped back and was like, fucking bring it. Because the manager is Ming. Can't remember what other names he's gone by, but legitimate fucking badass who has knocked out whoever the fuck he wants. Yeah. Scariest man in pro wrestling. And he even said, we'll fucking show up and we'll show you what's up. Jesus. Yeah. And so that's like, so they just like basically stole that storyline. And then they try to do it with Hurt Business and Roman and the Usos. And then drop the one that was getting over at the time. Yeah. And you're like, I don't know, man. Which kind of brings us into we're about a half hour in, so I think we got time.
Do we? No, wait, hang on. Because I think our conversation, if we do the live reaction, might be a half-hour conversation.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
All right, so
it's
maybe
that big.
So maybe next week.
Maybe next week with the list.
I like the list idea.
Oh, but let's do it. I'm telling you, man.
Okay.
We gotta get it because I need your raw reaction to it.
All right. Hold on.
You building cities?
Yeah, I am. City Skylines.
Oh well, thankfully that wasn't anything else. Oh God.
Mute this. Wait, how are we gonna do this?
These are great questions and answers.
No, that doesn't work. Oh, man.
Wait. Oh.
We're going to have to try to watch this, but we can't have sound.
That's okay. That means we won't get copyright strike.
All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to pull something up real quick. Let me get this together. Josh, talk to the crowd.
What? Hi, crowd. This is me talking to you. I don't know how great this is going to be because I was put on the spot, but this is where I'm going to talk to hard camera side at to let you know that we're going to come at you with our first and possibly only raw reaction to something live and in charge. Now, I don't want to getting too excited. I don't want to lie to you. I've seen what we're pulling up already. However, the fat fella himself has not. So I wanted to bring this reaction to you raw, uncut, and just take your panties off because we're about to go in.
Oh man. Okay, so here's the thing. And Josh didn't give away what it is, so I'm also not going to give away what it is. But all of this may give it away. Story time with the fat fella. Real quick before we jump into this. Make sure I'm still lined up with my camera. I am. Story time with the fat fella. When did the first Thor movie come out?
Oh God.
2010?
Sure. We'll call it 2010.
Or was it 2011?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay, so what movie came out before Thor?
Iron Man?
Was it Iron Man 3?
No. Was it the third one? But no.
It's Manchurian?
It was... I think it was the second Iron Man came out before Thor.
Okay, so here's the thing. Up until the first Thor came out, I was like pretty much everybody. Trailer hit, I ate it up. And then I'd go into the movies and be disappointed. Because then I found out that they make the trailers while the movie is still in post-production.
Yes.
Or prior to post-production. So you could get a trailer with scenes
that have hit the cutting floor
that are never going to be seen in the movie.
Yep.
Make the trailer worth watching. Make you excited for the movie. And then you walk in and nothing is there. And you're disappointed. And I got angry. Because this was when we were going to the movies like 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Every fucking midnight premiere we were at. And then we'd be back on Friday. And then possibly Saturday. To catch every movie that came out ever. So I stopped watching trailers. The first movie I ever walked into where I didn't watch the trailer, Thor. I was also damn near blackout drunk. However, it was a good movie, and I was happy to pay for it. So now we're going to watch a trailer. I'm going to mute the mics because we don't know how to do this. We didn't test it.
No. Leave the mics live. Leave your mic live. Mute mine.
I can't. If the computer is playing, it'll come through the mic.
That's fine. We're good. We're okay.
So I'm muting yours.
You can mute mine because I'm closer.
Right.
No, leave them both live.
Leave them both live?
Yeah, we're good. We're running it. Raw dog. Let's go.
You don't think the audio get us? You know what? Fuck it. We don't have any sponsors. Who gives a shit? If we get cut, we get cut. All right.
Now you're gonna put the this on the screen for them?
No. Because that'll get us cut.
No.
They will.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my headphones off though.
All right, whatever.
So I can hear this.
Yep. That's why you get the open backs.
I've already seen too much. I feel awkward.
Oh, let's do it.
I feel dirty.
How do you, Peter? How do you? Fine, Aunt May.
Marissa Tomei.
Nobody tells Sorcerer Supreme what to do. His name is Sorcerer Supreme. The most Peter Parker thing. Talking. It's about to go down. You can end it. It's over. Now, see, this is why I said that we're going to need some time to talk about this.
Yes!
Because it is jam-packed in there.
Just to start with the thing that bothers me. And it's the reason why I stopped watching trailers. Why would you show Doc Ock in the fucking trailer?
Because everybody knew he already got casted for the movie.
I don't care. You don't confirm it in the trailer. I didn't know he got cast in the movie.
Everybody knew.
No, everybody who wants to spoil everything and have no surprises in their movies knew. People who still want to genuinely walk in going, I wonder if this is good or not.
It's been all over Twitter.
I'm not on Twitter.
It's been all over Reddit.
I scrolled past it.
There's no way you scroll past that.
Yes, and I can also have the cognitive dissonance to say that somebody leaked the trailer, because somebody did leak the trailer, and it wasn't Tom Holland. Man, he must have been very shocked about that. It wasn't Tom Holland, but somebody leaked it, and I could sit there and think to myself, yeah, no, that's fine. Somebody fucking made a fake trailer, and somebody put Doc Ock into it. But now it's been confirmed. Doc Ock.
It's already been confirmed.
To Spider-Man No Way Home confirmed, and I'm a little upset that I now know that.
It's already been confirmed. So first off, the way I'm going to start off this conversation with you is that Marvel has a grand scheme plan in everything. And I'm going to say this.
I'll accept that.
With the pre-notion of if you hopefully watched WandaVision and hopefully you watched
Loki.
Have. So, I know you have. Talking to our viewers out
there. Viewers.
Yes, you guys. So, WandaVision, and I think like the second to last episode, they had a date on the calendar circled, and it was August 26th.
I saw that.
The date that the trailer dropped.
I saw that. Wait, is today the 26th?
I'm sorry. Whatever date was yesterday.
I was about to say, yesterday was the 24th.
August 24th. They had that circled on the calendar, the date that the trailer dropped.
Yes, and we talked about this. Kevin Feige has created lines through everything.
Yes.
So, I'll accept that.
We'll call it the Church of Marvel. They know what they're doing. They have it all planned out. They're holding every card close to the chest. They know exactly how they're going to play this. Look, and heaven forbid that something happens to Feige and this all gets fucked up.
Dude, if this is one of those situations where it's like the one guy left of the company who still knows how to use that system from 20 years ago, man, if he ever goes to work for the state, you're fucked.
Yes. But even this teaser trailer, yes, I know they spoiled Doc Ock and some other villains in there.
Green Goblin?
Yes.
If it's not Willem Dafoe, I will.
That was his laugh.
Good.
So,
but you can't bring back his son though, because didn't he get Me Too'd?
Yes.
James Franco?
Yeah. But so I feel like, at least from what I can see in that trailer, that they're doing two things in terms of how they want to bring up the multiverse for Spider-Man. And both things are great for me. And I don't think I want to spoil it for you, but...
And fuck it. The trailer's already spoiled too much.
So...
Besides, I'll forget by Christmas. great, terrible movie.
So it's definitely looking like that there's some sort of a Spider-Verse thing going on.
Yeah.
Because you can't get William Dafoe and Doc Ock from the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans just to appear out of nowhere because they tamper with the multiverse and not have other aspects of those universes come in as well too. I'll just leave that at that.
Well, and also, I mean, this was something that I couldn't skip. I guess Marvel is in talks with Fox or with Sony to buying Spider-Man.
To buy it back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess
it's the only franchise that they can't get back because it still makes money. Everything else fails so much that they're like, oh, I guess we can sell it back to Marvel.
Yeah, which unfortunately makes me think that they'll probably do some sort of joint custody situation, which will suck because...
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing now, is because the deal ran out, and that's when Tom Holland was like, oh, you know, I don't have a deal with Marvel, I have a deal with Sony. And then they made another deal before Endgame. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because if they buy Spider-Man from Sony, that could also bring Venom.
Yeah.
Which I would be excited for, only because now Kevin Feige gets his hands on Venom. Mm-hmm. And everybody else has fucked up Venom.
Now, the other thing with this trailer is that I feel like that they're going to do Sinister Six. Because with the villains they had in this trailer, they had at least half, so 3 out of the 6 of the Sinister Six in this trailer.
Well, hold on. I saw two. So you had Green Goblin. Mm-hmm. You had
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock.
Yep.
And now in the Sinister Six, you also had Rhino.
Vulture,
who
Electro.
was in the first one. Electro, who was the last of the
Andy Garfield ones.
But who was his actor?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx has said that he would be willing to come back and reprise the role if they asked him. Who's the last one? Was it Mysterio?
Mysterio, yeah.
So they would have to bring him back from a different universe, though, if that's the case.
Or did he really die? Was that his final illusion?
I think he's dead. I don't know. We know. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? So, I feel that they are going twofold on that one. Well, actually threefold. We're getting multiverse, we're getting Spider-Verse, and we're getting Sinister Six. And if you saw, when you looked when he was doing the spell, it looked like that they did the color scheme and the look of the timeline.
Yes, and what immediately came to my mind is the spell, and this would be crazy. Because we talked about how the exact moment Wanda becomes a Scarlet Witch is also the exact time into the last episode of Loki where they split from the timeline.
Yeah.
Or where he goes beyond what he knows about the timeline.
Yes.
If that same minute and second count is when that spell fails, then it will be because the multiverse split.
Yes.
Which could be because of Wanda, which would explain why Doctor Strange would have a reason to track down Wanda other than powerful spell user. I need to make sure she doesn't kill everybody.
Yeah.
Because if he thinks she's the reason for the multiverse, then he would want to bring her in to be like, hey, how do we fix this?
Yeah.
Now, see, because Sinister Six would be interesting, but only because it would just be interesting to have Kevin Feige have that much power.
Yeah.
But we know that the next major overarching MCU villain is King the Conqueror.
Yes.
So how would you run Sinister Six simultaneously with King the Conqueror? Now, I know you could do the Spider-Verse, not to keep cutting you off, but just going through my thought process here. I know you could do the Spider-Verse so you get the other Spider-Man into it. Mm-hmm. You could also get Spider-Pig and, homeless Spider-Man, whatever, Gwen Stacy. You can do all of that. Mm-hmm. You could also throw Deadpool in, which I have
They're best friends.
It was, yes. It was oh my God. And Ryan Reynolds and Tom Holland would be fucking hilarious together. But I read somewhere, I don't remember where, it was a link from Reddit, and I don't know if it was a Deadspin article or something, where they said there have been talks within those in control of the MCU of how they can bring Deadpool into the storyline. Because they want, the way I read it is eventually they want everything to fold into the MCU.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this. That includes the X-Men. That includes, we're going to get Fantastic Four. That includes fully getting control of Spider-Man.
Yeah. That
would also include getting Deadpool thrown into it.
Yeah.
So I think it could be interesting that you could have maybe in the standalones with the Spider-Man when he's going after Sinister Six, but the overarching MCU movies with Kang the Conqueror, that would just be fucking weird. That'd be too many.
Well, I don't think we're going to see Kang in this movie. I don't think he's going to be... He might be a post-credit kind of situation, but I don't feel like that he'll be any aspect that'll be big other than maybe a name drop or, something in the background that leads us to that. I don't think we're going to get an actual, Kang appearance in this one.
Okay.
Just off of this, this will be the only trailer I watch because it's just a teaser trailer. This will be the only one I watch.
Yeah, was it the Red Band trailer or whatever that usually comes out? That's like the full fucking 12-minute, here's every spoiler you can think of trailer. So,
I don't feel, off of what I've seen, that, like you're saying, Kang doesn't fit the narrative here. It screams to me that it's going to be Spider-Verse and Sinister Six. That's what it screams to me about. And I know Feige is too smart where he won't throw in that many different story aspects in something, because then it gets convoluted and then it's
a lot of villains.
Yeah, you got too much going on. He doesn't like to do that.
Yeah, if it's a Spider-Man-centric storyline, then I can see Sinister Six having their thing for a few movies. But in the overarching scheme of it, they have to be dealt with before Kang the Conqueror comes in.
Yeah, and I feel like that the only reason that he's doing Sinister Six this way is to just play a power move on Sony. It's like, oh, hey, we got him. We did it first.
And we did it right.
Yeah. And it might still be the same actors because they're already pulling in Sony actors.
They got J.K. Simmons for J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
They got Doc Ock. They got, if they get what's his face to reprise Vulture, I'd be very happy.
Oh, Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton, yeah. I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
All right. The trailer
Scorpion,
did what it was. Scorpion.
I was like, who's the acid guy? And I was like, it's not Lizard. It's another freaking
Well, wasn't the dude who was the alligator, wasn't he part of the Sinister Six?
The Lizard?
Yeah, wasn't it a rotating cast?
It was, yeah. But
somebody could be almost anybody at this point.
Could be.
Carnage was part of the Sinister Six at one point, wasn't he? Or Venom?
Venom was, yeah.
Okay, so the trailer did what it was supposed to. I'm hyped. I'm pissed off I gotta wait till Christmas to get a payoff now. I was blissfully unaware, because I have a shitty memory.
Yeah.
We went over the release dates. I was blissfully unaware that I had to wait till Christmas for that.
So, yeah, it's look, they're doing things in the best possible way to bring everything in, but to not overload you in one movie. So they're going to leave those breadcrumbs in Spider-Man about putting together something else for future, like they left in WandaVision, like they left in Loki, like they, are going to leave in this and then also Secret Invasion, because I think that's the next actual live-action Marvel TV show coming up.
Yeah, because What If is going on right now, which I haven't watched, but
I
plan on watching. Now, hold on. I got a question, though. And it makes somebody's comment on Reddit make more sense. I was scrolling through and I read a comment not realizing it was part of the trailer. Why would the smartest, most powerful magic user in the universe, the man who went toe-to-toe with Dormammu, cast a crazy fucking spell for a teenager he barely knows?
So it could be one of two things. There could be because he thinks he owes Tony a favor, and he knows that Peter was like a son to Tony, so maybe he's going to try to do that favor. Or that's not really Doctor Strange.
We're going to get to that in a second. Because the first one, the owe Tony a favor, going on the idea that it is Doctor Strange. Steven.
Don't know how I feel about that, but
I kind of feel like when you're dealing with a high school kid, like, yeah, that sucks. But also at the same time, like, this is a learning moment. As the smartest, most powerful man in the universe, I think what I should be doing is sitting it down and going, son, let's talk about this for a minute.
But it wasn't his fault that Mysterio leaked his identity.
No, it's not, but he has all of Tony's resources. Mm-hmm. He has the support of the remaining Avengers.
Mm-hmm. Who Doctor Strange is an Avenger. So.
Doctor Strange is an Avenger. He has the full support of every superhero in the known universe. Mm-hmm. Technically speaking, he and his friends don't have to stick around for the fallout. You can go to the Avengers compound. You can find other places to go. You can spend your vast quantities and billions of dollars making sure that while you can stay in New York to help and fight the bad guys, you personally are never affected by the fallout or your family and friends.
But that's not who Peter Parker is. Peter Parker is not one to take a handout in terms of money.
He was given Stark Industries. What do you mean he doesn't take a handout?
He wasn't given Stark Industries. He was given the eyeglass tech. So Stark Industries still belongs technically to Pepper Potts,
who is probably there fully for him. Wait, I just had a thought. Is Tony Stark's daughter not around anymore?
She is.
Oh, that's right, because they didn't take away the prior 5 years. They just brought... Okay, never mind. I was about to get very sad.
So Peter can't technically use those assets, nor would he do that. He just wants to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be the global hero.
No, but what I'm saying is that he has the resources to continue to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man without having to go to public school in Brooklyn. Queens. In Queens. I apologize to people in New York.
Oh, Jesus.
He doesn't have to go to public school. His friends and family don't have to go to work.
Yeah, but that's not how Peter thinks, though.
But no, that's what I'm saying, though. That's why Doctor Strange needs to sit him down and go, hey, congratulations, you're dealing with the fucked up situation. This is how we deal with it like adults.
However, you got to keep in mind, too, who Stephen Strange is. Stephen Strange, to the core, is a narcissist. And Stephen Strange, to the core, is going to think about how he can better himself as well, too. That's why he looked to go get magical or go get help from something that was unorthodox to fix his hand so he can still be a surgeon. He just ended up being the Sorcerer Supreme. So he's still, technically, still Stephen Strange, but he just has magical powers.
It's going to bug me. That is going to bug me. Now, hold on. What do you mean this may not be Stephen Strange?
There's other people who could be at work here that has magical powers that could possibly be trying to mess up the timeline, too.
Wanda?
No.
Oh.
No. But...
Wait, that asshole from the Doctor Strange movie who didn't die? Wait, no, what didn't his buddy turn on him? I gotta rewatch that movie.
Well, yes and no, it's not him either.
Okay.
But yeah, no, there's other supernatural beings with magical powers that could be.
Yeah, but name drop.
I don't want to. I need you to have some sort of...
It's all been ruined! I watched the trailer, it's all done! Next phase of MCU is already fucked for me.
Nah, not even close. So yeah, I just look. The reason why I wanted you to watch that trailer is because of those surprises at the end, but then also the fact that we're already spinning into the multiverse.
Oh yeah, hardcore into the multiverse.
Into it. Like they didn't even like. Now we're gonna gently push you into it. Nope, we're already into it.
Shang-Chi comes out tomorrow, right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
should we expect the multiverse in that?
I've not watched any trailers on it.
It's fair.
So
welcome to my world.
Can't tell you. Well, so look, you know my thing, and I'm gonna let you guys know out in chat. I stopped watching full trailers after two things. No, full trailers, not teasers.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll watch a teaser, but I won't watch a full trailer. After 2 movies, the third Matrix and Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. I knew what happened in Lord of the Rings because I read the books. But for them to spoil Gandalf's return in the first fucking trailer, I was like, fuck it. No more trailers.
That was some bullshit.
And then I can't remember what the Matrix did for me. They spoiled the second Matrix. They spoiled Agent Anderson Agent Smith coming back.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So yeah, full trailers I don't do anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're too big of spoilers.
You should break that down to teaser trailers.
Okay, look, I wasn't trying to watch this teaser, but literally everywhere was talking about it. Couldn't avoid it.
It's just bugs the shit out of me.
It had
put up a fucking spoiler alert.
Well, so the problem is
raise a hand, people.
The problem is that it has the most views on YouTube within a 24-hour period ever.
Oh, so no, that's why you have to curate your YouTube.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying, though.
I don't get the popular stuff on my YouTube.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Even not just on YouTube. So that many people watched it, so it was everywhere. Every news place that you would go to, it was up.
Was this the leaked one or the official?
No, the official one, when it dropped.
Because, and this is just a quick question. Do you really think that they planned on dropping the teaser trailer yesterday?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or do you think they did it in response to the fact that the day before somebody dropped it unofficially?
No. It was going to drop. There's no way that they did that calendar thing in WandaVision and not drop it on that day for a specific reason.
I wonder if this was one of those try to find the leak situations where they gave a group of people access to the teaser trailer and then just sat back to be like, let's see who leaks it.
Yeah.
Feige, you mad fucking genius. You're doing shit we can't even prove you're doing. All right. No, it looks interesting. It looks fun. I'm excited for the movie. I'm excited for the next phase of the MCU. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. The fact that we are finally getting a comic book related universe that is fully, it's a few steps away from being fully tied into itself.
Yeah.
And the thing that we begged for when we first saw X-Men, we're now like, fuck yeah, we're getting it. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go as far as thanking you for making me watch that trailer, but wasn't a bad idea.
Wow.
Wasn't terrible. We may have other raw reactions. You never know. Raw reactions. Raw. But, all right, I think we're getting close.
All right. Well, on that
Unless
note,
you got anything else.
No, that was pretty much it. There's more MCU stuff coming, of course. We'll try to stay on the tippy tops of it, but any other actual trailers for Spider-Man, we're done. That's it. No more.
No more. I don't want to see your fucking spoilers. I don't want to confirm that, Giovanni Ribisi is fucking Rhino or anything like that. Fuck you. I want to see it. Pull that name out of a fucking
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, yeah. Whatever. Spider-Man's the Sam Raimi so far, Sam Raimi Spider-Man villains are coming back, which, as you know, Doc Ock is my favorite villain out there, so I was super happy to see that.
And what's his face is the worst Spider-Man out there.
Who? Tobey Maguire?
Tobey Maguire.
Oh, God.
I'm going to be very angry when his non-emotional acting just kills a scene with Tom.
Oh, my goodness. So you rather take super emo Andrew Garfield?
Over Tobey Maguire, yes.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Think of the possibilities if Mysterio... So we'll end on this, chat. Think of the possibilities of Mysterio doing his final trick and he's still alive, and we get Tobey Maguire and Jake Gyllenhaal in a movie together.
You can only get room in this town for one Tobey Maguire, and that's me, Jake Gyllenhaal. Actually, we'll finish it on one more. Not to top you. I have this question now. I got to ask it. You think this is going to bring Miles Morales into the physical world?
Well, seeing how... What was it? Was it Homecoming that we saw his uncle?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I think
you think so?
Yeah, I think they were, once again, that's Feige putting that breadcrumb out there. It might have been 6 years ago or whatever, but just to put it out there and say, hey, guess what? I'm not even gonna show you or speak of Miles's name. I'm gonna bring up his uncle, so that it just gets you thinking about Miles, and then we can bring him in.
So I remember this being a complaint when we saw that. That, I don't know if you agreed with us on this, but I always thought Donald Glover should be Miles Morales. Yeah. He had brought that up at one point in time in his career, I think when he was with Community, that he wanted to see Miles Morales in the MCU. Yeah. And he definitely wanted to throw his hat into the ring for being Miles. What if they do a twist on the old man thing? An old man Spider-Man is Miles. Oh. Instead of old man Spider-Man being the other Peter? Exactly. You bring Miles into it because Donald Glover now can play Miles Morales, but he's older and wiser and gritty, and he comes from a fucked up New York. Okay. I think that could work. I don't know if it would work as its own standalone, franchise. Yeah. But I think that character would fit if you're bringing in a bunch of other Spider-Man. Yeah. Well, because, okay, so back when they did the whole breadcrumb, I think at that time, Donald, Childish Gambino, was he was right on that cusp of being a little too old to play Miles, because you would have been going back to the whole, why people hated Toby being Peter, because you have a 26-year-old in high school. So it seemed like to me that Feige made the right choice and didn't make him Miles at that point and made him an uncle, because he was just, yes, I understood he wanted to do it, but they probably went up to him like, hey, look, it's just an age thing now. You kind of aged out. We kind of got it too late. However, we have this other role for you. Would you be willing to still be a part of it, being the other role? Yeah. But now with because it's when he was doing Community, 100% saw him as a Spider-Man. Oh, yeah. Because he's funny, he's quick-witted, little self-deprecating, had the look, had it. I saw the trailer for the next season of Atlanta. That man looks gritty. He looks like, I don't know if this is makeup or if it's just, age, I'm not saying it's affecting him badly, but he looks like he's a grown man. Yeah. He looks like somebody who's going through some shit. So, no, he can't do it. But I want to put that onto the universe because I want it to get back to Kevin Feige. Old man Miles Morales. Okay. All right. Or not old man, but the seasoned, wizened Spider-Man. Yeah. Miles Morales, Donald Glover. Now, so the whole thing with old Peter is that he was seasoned and whatnot, but he was also out of shape because he lost Mary Jane. No, I'm not saying I'm not saying go to that specific well. Okay. But he was the wise Peter. Yeah. He was going through some shit. Yeah. And he had to find his own way. But it was also because in that movie, every one of the Spider-Men had to kind of have their own arc. If you throw in the Spider-Verse and you have, the Avengers Assemble scene where dudes are just jumping out of portals and you get Miles Morales as one of them, he doesn't have to necessarily be the find your way. He just is the, look, man, my life, the way that I have to live is a lot fucking tougher than yours.
Yeah.
Let me show you how to be tough. And maybe that is his arc. Maybe he needs to learn to love.
Jesus
Soften
Christ.
his heart.
Oh, you're not going to be able to soften your heart with a goblin and Ock running around.
I mean, not with Doc Ock. I'm a little excited for that. I play it coy a little bit about hating. I do not like the Raimi movies, but Doc Ock is a massive silver lining in that series.
Okay, so last question. I know we're running long.
We keep saying this is it, but this is...
So how does he come back? Is this another Doc Ock? Because he died at the end of Spider-Man 2.
I think... Now, I mean, obviously, Feige and the MCU, they're going to do their own thing. But way I would do it is these are villains coming from universes where they have beaten Spider-Man.
Well, no. Okay, so in my other thought process, my other spoiler, we already know is going to happen anyways. I don't think that he's talking to our Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man. I think he's saying hello, Peter, to Peter that he knows. Because he doesn't know Peter Parker in this universe.
Yeah, he wouldn't know Tom Holland.
Yeah, he knows Peter Parker in his universe. And he knows that Peter Parker in his universe is Spider-Man. So I don't think this is just great editing by Marvel. I don't think he's talking to Tom Holland. I think he's talking to Tobey Maguire.
If that is his scene crossing over the universal plane, the multiversal plane, then I would agree with you. If it is a scene from later in the movie where he last action heroes his way into a world he doesn't know, and then he looks over and sees, Triple J talking about Peter Parker, and he goes, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he gets on the freeway, crushes a car, shows up, and he goes, what's up, Peter?
Yeah.
That, I can also see that happen.
I can also see that happening, too. Yeah.
But either way, this is what makes these movies fun. Kevin Feige is the anti-Vince McMahon. He has a plan.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, true. But then again,
bringing it back.
As someone who's watched Spider-Man 2 too many times,
God damn it,
the way that he said that "Hello, Peter" was the way he always talked to Toby.
Fucking hell!
It was always that. Oh, hey, brilliant but lazy. Fuck. I know you.
I would. You know what would be hilarious is if Jake Gyllenhaal shows up as a Spider-Man.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And Peter's just like, wait a second. Yeah, in my universe, you were Mysterio. And he goes, oh, man, in my universe, you were Mysterio.
All right, that would be funny.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Oh, all right. No,
all right,
we're gonna cut it. All right, I'm the fat fella himself, Matt Jones. That is Jay Spoon, Josh Weatherspoon. This has been the Arena of Audacity. We did not introduce ourselves at the beginning of the podcast.
Sure didn't.
But y'all stay close.